Well, what's going on, everybody? What what a beautiful surprise I'd be getting on here today. I'm also wanting to see if I'm having audio issues. Good audio is a key this year. I've had too many episodes of not having good audio. Not ideal. No, it's not. All right, I think we're good on audio, so I'm excited for the new year, everybody. Just so you're aware, I'm going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute. Yep. Okay. Sounds okay. Can't hear the music in the background. Let me switch this off real quick. So now I have the noise reduction turned off. Oh, I like it. I think it sounds cleaner. I don't hear anything in the background really. Check one, two. Check one, two. Does this sound okay to you guys? If I walk over here, can you hear me okay? Turn this up maybe. Turn up the music maybe. Check one, two. One, two, three, four. I feel like it's still doing some kind of weirdness. I'm not sure what that's about. Get the mic closer, maybe. See if this makes any difference, make things better. I got to turn that music down. All right, there we go. Let's see how that does. And if I'm over here talking like this, can y'all hear me okay? Yeah, I think this does just fine without the audio stuff. Beautiful. All right. Shut you off. Take you out. Now, I'm going to have some confidence in knowing they sound okay at the moment. Yeah. All right. What am I getting into? What am I doing? I was thinking of sitting here and going over. Oh, do we have the dual setup going? Do I have the other camera working? Very good. So I got this here magazine, which I'm hoping to look at here today. Oh, I'm on the wrong camera now. Here we go. So this is Aperture magazine. I thought about going through this today. I haven't looked at it yet. This is the this is the last version that came out fall 2024, and I haven't even went through it yet. And we're in 2025 now. Oh, we got some inserts, so that's awesome. So as you can see, I haven't even went through here yet. Um, you know me, I like picture books. I'm not sure why that would be, but yeah, I love looking at photographers' work, especially like people that are in the shit, like in some of the craziest situations. Yeah. I can already tell I'm going to enjoy this. Yeah, you get some nudity. Nothing wrong with a little nakedness. Not sure if that's coming through. I'm not trying to get in trouble here. Yeah, I'm not sure. This girl, look, what kind of situation we got going on here? Yeah, again, I'm going to definitely go through here and read the stories and then look at the visual storytelling, which is awesome. Yeah, I've been surrounding myself a lot with literature. This is a book I recently got. Chris Do is somebody that I've been watching and getting familiar with, and I actually got a book that's signed by him, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this book I have not had a chance to read through it all the way. I think I got, I'd say, a good fifth of the way through it, and it's nothing too deep. It's more makes you think. I like his format too, how he has a graphic design of sort. You know, there's some words here. It gives you some perspective of an image, but then he goes into detail here and the clarity and to the point of what he's like. Each page is very profound, at least for so far from what I've gathered. But yeah, just love seeing how other creators and like this Aperture magazine, where it's a world of creators, passionate people that love people that create with photography, and they like just seeing the different tribes out there and how you don't have to be tied to one tribe. You know, we're all part of the same tribe if you really want to get down to it, right? Anyway, um, it feels good this year. Like I'm starting everything I'm doing because I've been doing a recap for 2024, and it's helped me look like, oh my god, I got to make sure I capture everything this year better than I did last year, and I got to be more present to make sure I have my camera and get it out, whether it's my cell phone or having an actual DSLR with me. Is that proper to say DSLR? I guess it'd be more of a mirrorless camera, right? Anyway. Open up a few more tabs here and monitor a few things. Looks like we've got some tickets coming into the service desk. Got some really cool stuff going on with the MTP right now. All right, so SharePoint is basically where I'm doing everything. Microsoft 365 is pretty much the key to everything that Icora does. Managing your tech plan and building your tech plan in SharePoint, which could then turn into all your departments being documented in SharePoint. And when you put all your workflows on this platform and you own your own tenant, it's incredibly powerful. That's what I'm doing. Just so everybody, if you want to know what Joseph Sunderman does, he is a technology communication specialist. More so, like, I think you go to a counselor to get your head right and to have perspective and to get better ways of framing things and approaching life, right? At least that's what, from my understanding of counseling, hey, I got these problems. Let me sit on a couch with a professional that understands how we think and how subjectivity affects our objectivity, right? Oh, a lot of us live in a tactical state instead of a strategic state, a managed state, the desired state. A lot of people think, "Oh, just give me all the money and I'll like if you got $1 million, how long do you think that would last you with your current habits and the way you do things?" For me, I know I would do quite well. I hope anyway. We like to think that of ourselves, don't we? Oh, if it was us, we would. I would put together the best tribe you've ever seen, and we would conquer together. All right. So, Master Tech Plan, Creative Tech, Rigid 6. My three big buckets of categorizing how I'm helping you with the things I love doing. Are you a business that needs to get to a desired state? Well, you're going to work with me through ICORA and our Master Tech Plan. Are you a person that wants to get to a desired state? Maybe it's that dream job or starting your own business, which I recommend highly. Well, then you're going to be working with the creative tech. And to make sure that we're making gorgeous content, stuff that looks incredible, we're going to ensure that we have Rigid 6 there to capture all this stuff. Whether it's your personal adventure getting to your desired state or whether it's your brand getting to your desired state, we're going to make it, we're going to capture it and share that story in a very beautiful way. Mm. So, I need to go through my emails like you wouldn't believe. Oh, so many emails. I started with 315. I'm down to 45. Hey, yeah, yeah. And there you go. And there you have it. And there you go. Go, go. How you have it. Chicken, 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 mm. Sure, that FICO score did decrease in December. Usually does. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay, it's not mine. Submission. Mid journey invoice. Is it worth keeping? Probably not at this point. Yes. No. Not mine. No, I don't know. No, no, no. Nope. And we are caught up on emails. Thank you very much. So much to do. So much to get done. All right. So I've been thinking, what is it that makes the Master Tech Plan so unique? What am I doing exactly that I love about it so much? Like if I was to get a job somewhere and I could delegate everything off, but I wanted to do this one thing, what would that thing be? And really, it's just connecting with people. It's hearing them talk about their workflow or see their where they see bottlenecks or friction and getting an idea of the makeshift field game they're playing and how can we makeshift it better. So I like to strategize. I like to to engineer solutions. I do find myself to be somewhat of a systems architect. I'm currently using a few tools like, obviously my data center's a vCenter data center, VMware. Getting in there with Linux and using Docker to have these different instances and whatnot. And I'm running a service called Nextcloud that I'm making a solution for a client for their archive system. I want them to be able to have AI search capabilities within the system. There's just so much I'm doing. And for me, like, I love the systems we're building. I love making decisions on the tech stack and the tools to use and what the experience should be like and tweaking things a certain way. This is why we want open source, right? Um, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm super excited. I need to check in with my boys and my girls in the tech community and say what the hell's going on, y'all. Um, it is 2025, Joe. So I need to get with my people. No, we are just sticking to sex acronyms, right? We're not saying, well, I'm not a humanoid. I identify as a Galactor from. That may come off insensitive, but that's not the point. The point is that you gotta be careful with what you say today. And I'm old school. I come from a small redneck white town. Um, yeah, we didn't have very many. We didn't have a whole lot of diversity in my hometown, which is why when I moved to Cincinnati and got my first job here, and at Fifth Third Bank, and the whirlwind of diversity around me was immaculate and amazing. Obviously, our culture still had some of its negativity in that environment. Every culture deals with its BS, its fuckery, I like to call it. But what I like is watching what makes people tick, um, understanding a mission for somebody or some entity, and helping bring that thing to life. How do I do that? Well, I bring that by getting all the data and capturing all that data and getting it in a way where we can see it clearly and to start utilizing that data to give us visuals into things that would be difficult for everybody to be on the same page and aligned with. Speaking of which, let me grab my old nutsack. This is my nutsack. It's literally, the brand is named. If you guys can, let me see if I can get this in. Oh, get out of there. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a little branding on there. You should see where it says, yeah, it's a nutsack. All right. Just a canvas bag. It's pretty dope. But I got my iPad with an M4 in it. Right, help. Beep, 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 beep. My rarely used mini. So this is more for photo shoots and things of that nature. That's my Windows machine, which I don't need that right now. Go to town, Judy. Fuck that shit up. Little baby, just like a locomotion. Make a damn commotion. Blah, 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 blossom. It's not bad. There we go. We're gonna change it up a little bit. It's all okay. Look at that. Woo! That focus. Creators app. Which this Creators app. Well, you're way over there now. Let's go back over here. This is the Creators app. This is a really sweet app. I can basically operate my camera, remote shooting, and once she connects here, which sometimes the connection at first can take a minute. Bloop. Yeah, okay. Don't show this again. Better. Now I can just select my face. Boom. Come on. There we go. Now we're in a good place. Now I can be right here. All right. Bottom line is now you can see me from over there. We need to get. Now these are special cords. These are Thunderbolt 4. We want that beautiful Thunderbolt 4. I'd like it all to be wireless, but we don't want latency. We want high quality imagery, right? Get this in here. All right. All right. Joseph, what are you doing? Why are you moving around all over the place? Is it still on me? I think it's holding up all right. I'm a fucking idiot. All right, there we go. Do this. I know. Joseph, you don't give any value. You're just rambling. You're doing shit. We can't even see what you're doing. What's the point of what? Like nobody should be watching this, just so we're on the same page. Right now, I am doing a new movie recording, and we are switching things over to the iPad. And I do want to share something with everybody. I'm going to share with you. Here. Now, what we want to do is use this guy, present my screen, share screen. We'll go with window, do a movie recording, share. Oh, and there is that. All right. Anyway. So. Isn't she so pretty? Isn't she so pretty? All right, so this is my master tech plan. What we have here is we have external, and over here we have internal, right? So these are our two areas to look, and this all comes down to the primary domain, which is woo. This equals your identity. All right, so that's what. Yeah, let's do this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's move that up a little bit higher. We'll go ahead and say that this right here is your identity. All right, so that's what identity is, right? And we're going to talk about that here in a second. We're going to break it all down. But here we have whoop. Yep. You know what I should do, because I'm making this super complicated and confusing. Get rid of those. That means we won't need this guy either. All right. Going back to the dots. So here, stop. We have your LOB apps. And if you don't know what LOB apps is, I'll tell you. It's line of business applications. These are the applications that your business needs to operate and that we can control. All right. LOB apps and services. All right, so we have LB apps and services, and this all equals your tech. Now, granted, on the tech stack, we have LB apps and services. We have your, what is the data stack? We have your security stack. LB apps, services, data stack, security, your assets, all that equals that. But here's the big thing is we have your provided, because Icora is going to provide clients some of this technology. We have 8 service groups, and depending on your SLAs, and where you are, where you want to be, that'll depend on what 8 service groups you have. Some clients have a couple of service groups. Some clients have them all and they're fully managed. It just depends on what's best for you and your operation and where you are, because that's where we meet you. We meet you where you are. All right, let's break this down over here. Now we have our managed side of the tech stack. Okay. So up here we have identity, and over here we have tech stack. All right. Now over here is the one that I like to work with. You have your gatekeeper. You have your leads. You have your influencers. You have your users. And all these people equal your work. Whoop. Your workforce. There we go. So, and I kind of, you got your gatekeepers, your leads, and your influencers here, which these equal your, we totally did fuck this little drawing up. It's not consistent. Hold on. Let's do this. You got to go. We have influencers. We have users, CTP clients, and CTP vendors. Then over here, we have gatekeeper. We have the gatekeeper. And down here, we have the account manager. And these two lead your workforce. That's the bottom line. This is all your workforce over here. So we have your 3 pillars, which is your identity, tech stack, and we have your workforce. All right. So this right here is the core. And this makes it more complete. And then we get outside of this, like, what's next? And then what's the next layer after that? And then after that, it's crazy. So, but anyway, as we look inside here, essentially what this is a way for me to communicate everything that I'm doing. And I just did this off the top of my head as an exercise, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to explain to everybody what the master tech plan is. Like, these are the main components of the high end. Like, over here on the tech stack, on the provided side, like I told you, we have our 8 service groups. And this is everything else. So let's go ahead and start in on what is the tech stack. Well, the tech stack is comprised of all the technology owned by the client organization that's aligning with the MTP. What we want people to do is to have a clean tech stack. Now, we have a lot of issues where clients hire us to come in and help them with their technology, but they want us to go above and beyond, support things that are above and beyond their current provided software. We used to do this for free all the time. But as our clients got more reliant on us, we realized that we were spending a lot of time doing things we shouldn't necessarily be doing. We wanted to help the client, but we knew that, well, here's the first thing is we were training our clients. We did our best to show them how to use the technology, but we did it in a very non-formal way, which was very time consuming on us and the client. And I think there was a fear that we weren't good enough to do it to that level. We were documenting things, and to be honest, we weren't. I mean, we avoided it because of that. And it was the thing that was keeping us from skyrocketing. That's the issue, right? So now that we have our 8 service groups locked in, we've been doing it for 10 years. Meraki for private cloud, Dell and Apple for workstations, for our 365 for our core service offering. It's a tenant, and that's how we do identity and everything else. Unified communications, phones, digital signage, whatever it may be. Which unified comms is our 4th. Our 5th one is infrastructure. That's servers or anything IoT for the operation to operate. We have some clients that have like PLC machines, things of that nature that work on conveyor belts that may not need to tie into the network or the WAN, but that needs access to the LAN and runs on servers and things. And we need to isolate these environments for security purposes, because when you're working in the food and like chemical businesses, there's so much to what we do. And how do you bring it all together? Well, you have to make sure you know what services you're offering and be able to draw that line. So we recently draw the line between provided versus managed. Provided being the technology that we deliver to a client, and the managed is, do you want us to manage for you that side of things for you, or do you want us to just be tactical about it, and as things come up, we'll put them out. We just bill you for time and materials for things that are outside of the provided, which neither of those sounded too rigid, and our clients liked the fact that they can just come to us and it's all taken care of. So I was like, you know what? We need to continue providing support holistically, but we need to start shifting things around to where we can justify the increase in budget that we want to do without it being directly tied to the managed portion of the tech stack. How do we do that? Well, we're already doing it for free. If we got better at doing it more formally and could cut time, at least we're, half cutting our leg off and getting better at a skill. So that's how I kind of framed it, is like, let's use it as a time for us to get better at a craft. Like, it's the clients allowing us to use them as guinea pigs in a sense. And, some gatekeepers, if you're honest and transparent with them, like, hey, listen, we know we're not good at training. We're going to get better at training and teaching you guys how to use your tech stack better. And as we got better at that, we could start increasing our budgets, and we could justify how we're increasing the budgets and give them proper training within that budget. That kind of killed the whole thing. So that way we didn't have to make them feel like they were being nickeled and dimed like a lot of these IT providers do. So the 8 service groups, IoT was the 5th one. The 6th out of the 8 service groups would be our data center. We have a private data center. And even if it doesn't work in our private data center, the data center service group, we have Azure, which is where we back up all of our stuff to anyway. So if our data center went down, we'd be able to fire things up there. And, we're partnering with some of the locals here. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, we're partnering with some local data centers to have as an option, because our data center is going to be out of support in 27. Do I want to invest another $500,000 to keep it alive and update it? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge in 26 MTP when we get there. Right now, we're in the 2023 to 2025 MTP. Let's stay focused on the right now. We are preparing for the 26 MTP. By the end of this year, we have to have something figured out because we know it's going to happen in the middle of the 26 MTP. So we can't wait until the 26 MTP to start working on it. It's going to get worked on in this year. This is the final year of the 23 MTP. And I love being able to say that we have that structure and it's there. Like, just think about that. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Anyway, that's that portion of the tech stack. LOB apps and services, every client's tech stack. So like, because we're managing their tech stack holistically, we need to categorize what's provided versus what's managed. And it also gave us, but because we're doing it for free, like there's a lot of value we got out of that. And I'm kind of giving away some of the playbook here, which is fine. I don't mind giving away the playbook. But by documenting all the clients, even the stuff like they want that list to be complete. So what you're doing is you're allowing your client to trust you by them dumping everything that it takes to run their business into the single application that we built called the line of business applications and services. We have an app called Data Stack where we track all the important anchor points for their data. I don't know how many small businesses I go into and they have data everywhere. They'll have data stuck, like everybody has individual OneDrive, so they're all putting things in their own little organized way, where imagine if we all had a centralized place where it was all clean and organized, which we call the data stack, and you could get your team to understand that data stack and everybody start using the same system collectively. We've seen companies that have directors all over the place that do their own estimates now having a consistent brand identity with all their estimates being the same, because when they brought them all central, like, wait a minute, why do you have that in your, like, seeing the like inconsistencies in a way a brand could be estimating their jobs, and for them to have that light bulb moment going, we really have some improvements to do. People were just, they were losing money because they weren't quoting things properly. Hell, I've found just by getting the LOB apps and services cleaned up, like, why are we spend $15,000 over the last 7 years on this license we don't need? That's a good question. I'm glad we're putting your LOB apps and services together. And then the data stack, getting that clean and figuring out where things go. Now, the security stack is more our responsibility, but a client, we really want, and we'll get into this more when we get over here and talking about the workforce of our clients. But what we really want is everybody to be a brand ambassador for our client organization. The workforce for that client organization should know the tools they possess and how they're being used. And policy is what dictates that. And if you don't have policy, you're likely to have someone go out in the middle of lunch break and buy 5 or 10 gift cards, scratch it off and give the code through text or through that email because your boss is asking for it right now. And little did you know, if you would have looked at the actual email address, they had the display name as your boss, but it was actually some weird blah, 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 blah at AOL.com. Oops. I doubt the business will reimburse you for being such an idiot. Unless that business, I've actually seen businesses pay their employee back because they felt that they realized that they didn't have proper training and leadership, and like and these things are just, you use them as a way to move forward. The way you approach clients with this kind of stuff, you could really make them upset and it'll backfire on you. So you got to be careful on how you approach these things. Assets. The tech stack is made up of everything. Remember I was talking about that conveyor belt situation earlier and all the machines, like that's all part of their tech stack. We need to document every asset that we need to be able to support and monitor. Again, things we avoided in the past to have all this documented and cleaned. And now we see the value in it and wish we would have done this 20 years ago. So the 8 service groups are the provided side of the tech stack, as you can see right here. That's the provided side. The managed side is everything else. So that's it for tech stack. And when we get with the business, we have different layers. We start off in the reactive layer. What we're trying to do is get them to jump up here to the proactive, and eventually to the managed. Doop, 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 doop. Looks like I'm playing solo, like drawing a damn solar system or something. Anyway, as the client begins their journey, what we found is that there's a path that we want them to go on. And the problem with some of the way some of our clients work is that they don't do things consistently, and it causes so much, like, because they're in this tactical, I consider this T for tactical. And when you have somebody that knows to go from here to here, this is strategic. This is tactical. How do you get someone to stop being so tactical and being in that reactive state? And this right here, this is what we refer to as the desired state. This person is all grins, right? This person maybe a little excited. They're all over the place. In fact, you know what? That's a messed up mouth. Let's do this. They're freaking out. Oh my God, I can have some fun with this. Hold on. There we go. That's tactical. Yep. That was fun. That was a fun little exercise. All right, let's get back to it. So, once you get the tech stack where it needs to be and it's healthy, we have it documented. We've trimmed all the fat. We got rid of the overlap. Now your tech stack is in a managed state. This gets an SLA. And are you reactive, proactive, or managed? And once you graduate to managed, we can then come over here and focus on getting your workforce where it needs to be. And we're going to do this through what we call sessions. And when we have these sessions, we're going to break them down into, there's different types of sessions that we have. We have what we call our ad hoc sessions. We have our admin sessions. We have our team sessions. And then we just have sessions. So, yeah, it's very crazy how we came to do all this. And we need a place to do it in. And this is what the team site's for. How do I explain this? How do I get people to understand what I'm trying to do? I mean, it's all about accountability. Just like your tech stack, you have to have it documented. You need clarity on what your tech stack is and how it's to be used. So many small businesses have these person-dependent systems. Oh, we do not like those. We do not like. Go away. We don't want them. You can keep your person-dependent systems. Obviously, we need somebody to trust these systems to oversee. We don't want that person to be the system. And if you're a manager or a leader in an organization and you don't get that please give me a call because we have some things to talk about before we get to that point. But we'll get you there. Have faith. Um, Now, this also gets an SLA because we're not going to start on your workforce if your tech stack's a mess. We're going to get that lined out first. Now, we have to be doing all three pillars at the same time. Like, in fact, your identity up here, when we get to your identity, that's the main focus at all times. How do we look internally to our team, and how do we look externally to the world, to our partners, our vendors, whatever stakeholders, and the biggest stakeholder, our clients? How do we look, and how is that experience with us, and are we using and leveraging technology properly to make that solid? Well, we can't get you to that desired state where everything's documented and your workforce is trained. Like, that's not something you just wake up. It's like expecting yourself to join a gym and you wake up the next morning and you're fit. Like, what? So, yep, this is what my workshop needs to be. Let's start that. Let's work on that. And that's exactly what I'm working on right now is somewhat of a workshop. And the workshop will help with the website. An initial workshop to get people interested into the tech plan. And then once the workshop happens, we can start doing the assessment. Like, we give the workshop to explain and teach it. Then there's assessment as the second step. And that assessment should be, there should be two perspectives to that. We should do a scorecard of some sort where the potential gatekeeper or director, whoever's going to be on the other side of whoever the CTP is for, they should be left alone and not have somebody to look at or get feedback from it, but be as authentic as possible and provide some kind of, yeah. Let's do this. I want to work on a process that will allow me to walk away with a good solid workshop for the MTP, a idea for the website and how to present the website, and a clear way to set up our online classes. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Master Tech Plan workshop. We're going to discuss what the MTP is, how there's a CTP based off of every MTP and how that works, the triennial system, and then we're going to get granular into the actual MTP's three pillars, which is tech stack, workforce, and the identity. And we'll also want to talk about the service levels, probably before we get into the three pillars, just so people understand what service levels are and how we look at reactive and being tactical versus being managed and strategic. So that's a lot to unpack, and I'll allow you to go ahead and do your thing.
Got it. Let's structure this step by step so the workshop, website presentation, and online classes align seamlessly. Here's an outline for developing and delivering this plan. Workshop development. One introduction. Define the Master Tech Plan, MTP, in simple terms. Explain its purpose as a framework for modernizing businesses. Highlight the triennial system to show how each MTP spans 3 years, with updates and measurable progress. Introduce the concept of a custom tech plan, CTP, tailored from the MTP. 2. Service levels overview. Explain the progression from reactive to managed states. Reactive, tactical problem solving mode. Managed, proactive, strategic planning mode. Use relatable analogies or case studies to make this clear. 3. The three pillars. Tech stack. Explain managed versus provided services and why standardizing tools like SharePoint is foundational. Workforce. Discuss the admin pipeline, roles, admins, users, influencers, and the importance of proper training. Identity, internal, team communication versus external, branding alignment, ensuring the business reflects its values and mission. 4. Interactivity. Build in time for questions, mini assessments, or scorecards for participants to evaluate their current state in each pillar. Website presentation, homepage. Present MTP as the centerpiece with a tagline like, "The path to proactive business growth." Include a visual of the triennial roadmap and the three pillars. Workshop section. Add a call to action for enrolling in MTP workshops. Highlight how the workshops help businesses transition from reactive to proactive. Scorecard integration. Provide a free online self-assessment tool so users can understand their current state, tech stack, workforce, identity. Customization page. Detail how businesses can use CTPs to tailor the MTP to their unique needs. Online classes. Setup. 1. Course frame. Break down the classes into levels matching the service levels. Reactive, basic, tactical, intermediate, and strategic, advanced. Create modules for each pillar with pre-recorded lessons, interactive quizzes, and downloadable guides. 2. Content delivery platform. Use platforms like Teachable or Kajabi to host the classes. Ensure the user interface aligns with your website. 3. Live sessions and Q&A. Include periodic live Q&A or webinars for class attendees to discuss their challenges and get guidance. 4. Certification. Offer certificates for each level, giving participants tangible proof of progress through the MTP framework. Next steps. 1. Draft workshop content. Build slides or visuals for each section of the workshop. Use real-world examples to make abstract concepts relatable. 2. Create websites.
Let's go ahead and draft a workshop content based off of the MTP and explaining its triennial system and how we build CTPs based off of the MTP and how, basically a good overview of that. And then we need to break down after that to get into the service levels and so on. So I believe you had a pretty good start to your, the introduction, explaining the service levels, the three pillars. And I guess what I want to do as we explain this is let me go ahead and take a picture of this and send it to you. But go ahead and respond before I take the picture and send it to you. My God, I hate the non-advanced mode. It'd be better just to take the photo. I could have just done a screenshot and uploaded it. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway. I'm asking MTP to see if it can make sense of this, essentially. I'm curious to see what it's going to say. I see the uploaded image and will analyze the graphic structure based on its contents. Let me break this down into the key components and how they might relate to your MTP. Key observations. SLA, service level agreement, mentioned multiple times. SLA ready or SLA sessions. Yeah, this is a horrible way to go about it. I need to finish my documentation. Yep. I got work to do. So let's go build some GPTs. I have all this written down in a more fancy way. I got to finish the documentation. Let me pull it up here. I don't know if I really want to be on here talking and while I'm trying to do this. I do need to focus and get some of this done. I got to get some stuff done for some prospects that I have. And I know by getting this documentation done, it's just going to make my life so much easier. Fuck, man, there's so much. I'll tell you what. You want to own everything that I have and you want to deal with the stress that I deal with, please. I will fucking trade with you any fucking day. And I will be able to build myself back up and be right here again in no time. Let's do it. Let's trade and you keep what I have afloat for more than 6 months. You wouldn't last a fucking day. You wouldn't. I mean, you might last a day, but you wouldn't be. You would. Is that the right mentality to have? That's kind of a dick way to look at things. God, I am a dick. All right, Dennis Rocky. Let's go.
Hello?
Hey, Chief. Are you aware? Did I ask you earlier? And I'm sorry if you already told me, I forgot. Do we know if 3CX if KDK is on 3CX still on our 3CX PBX?
Um, I'm pretty sure they forwarded out the number. I went to look and then I forgot.
I'm looking at the offboarding document now to see. I doubt Adam notated it, but I'm looking. I'm pulling it up
Can you
right now.
tell me the password real quick? The new one?
Oh, fuck. Where did I send that to him? Oh, I think it's in the document. I'm opening the trying to open the
Yeah, it's
document
in
now.
the document somewhere. I figure you're closer to
I am, but I'm not on my. Let me get on OneDrive real quick. You know, I got the 12 terabyte plan from iCloud. Not happy with it.
that. Would you fill it up?
Well, no, I got so I put a folder on my desktop called imports, and part of my workflow is anytime I get images, like every day I come back, I dump everything I have my cameras into it, and it does a good job of taking it and uploading it to the cloud and removing things when it gets too full to keep my hard drive full enough to do work. And but I'm like, okay, it's the end of 2024. It's time to grab all my images, and I've spent this is day 8 of me trying to pull the 6 terabytes worth of information that's on there. And it's like I'll tell it to keep all on the device or download now. It'll start it, then it'll stop, and then it'll delete everything it did. And I'm like, maybe this is because I have 6 different devices connected to my iCloud syncing this shit. Because I have a charging station, I have like 5 different Macs running my account on. I'm like, that might be the problem. So I even went as far as wiping like wiping one of my MacBooks. Like I can't get it to download all my shit. I don't know what the fuck it. Anyway, I'm rambling. Hold on, let me focus on what I'm doing
No,
here.
I tried the password I found in the Unified Comms document. Not that.
So they changed the password on our own PBX because that would have been what would have happened. And if that's the case, we got a problem, Houston, and that's not with you. That's with
Unless, can you, maybe on Fat Finger, can you try and log in?
I'm pulling it up now. I'm just I had to go through the web because my I removed OneDrive from my machine to with my. That's why I was bringing all that up. Shit's all
I'm
fucked
trying to
up.
log in at Twilio. I did get notifications.
Ah, you know what? I'm an idiot because I changed it to please change this ASAP, and he probably did change it.
Yeah, that's what I tried.
Yeah, and that's and he probably did change it, and we don't have access. So you show all the numbers have been ported out.
No, I'm trying to log in to Twilio's.
I got you. I got you. I wish I had more time to play Twilio. There's so much cool shit we could be doing with it. All right. Go to CPCS. I know you're looking. I'm looking too. Why not?
Well, probably not. No, I'm not.
I'm sitting here looking for coolant. It's under, or Kodiak, and it's under coolant. Okay. Phone numbers. Port. Port away requests.
You beat me to it.
Port it out. Port it out. Port it out. Port it out. Even the 800 numbers ported out. They're all ported out. I'm shutting the fucking thing down. All right. So, do you have them in, or you? I don't know how swamped you are.
Tidying up a few things.
Well, I just wanted to run through this with you. Private cloud, they're not on our private cloud anymore. We have all of them shut off, and I'm in there now removing them. I know they have them disconnected or whatever, and I show that they're offline, but I'm still removing them from being able to be on the VPN. Period. So I think private cloud is done. Right, we're done with private cloud. We can mark that off of our list.
I think some of the Meraki's are still in place.
You think we still have things in alive? KDK main site. Yeah, that looks offline. Let's see if wireless are switching. Maybe we have some access points they're using.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, they're all offline, all three of them. Yeah, again, I just want to take a moment. I know we need to retrieve shit, but as far as the migration being done, private cloud looks like it's done. I will. I need confirmation from their gatekeeper, which I'll get that. But that's done. Number 2, which is workstations, that's been done, right? We're done with workstations. Number 3, 365 tenants. Yeah, I think we're good there. They've already kicked us out, but the servers are done. I believe they're shut down even. Take a look at that. Pull that up while we're doing this. So I think 365 is good. Number 4, unified comms. We just confirmed that that's good. We can shut down that. So that part of the migration is done. IoT of things, the servers, we've already shut those down. So infrastructure should be done. Data vaults, we can't back up their tenant anymore because they messed up the service account that was doing that. So I know they've changed the password on that and broke that. I would go in there and check it just to make sure so we're not backing it up still. I don't know if that removes it. I told them that we would keep backups available for 90 days if possible. Again, I doubt they would need it, and they can go back 90 days themselves in OneDrive recycle bin.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think Data Vault should be pretty solid, and we never did web management for them, right? So migration's done.
Sounds good.
All right. Do you know? Yeah, we're going to call it done as of December. I think that's fair.
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna start on my report, get that done, so that way we can send it to them. Did Jay have you tracking all your time and stuff that you were doing with KDK?
He might have asked me, and stuff's got
It's
lost track of.
no worries, and that's why we're too small to be. That's why we charge what we charge, right? I know you help with a lot with the billing. All I'm saying is Jay and I need to touch base before we send them any more invoices. I don't know if Cincy PCS is planning on sending them any more. Period. iCore is going to send them a nice fat chunky bill. Yeah, I think we're done with this. And if any matters or objectives come through the pipeline, we just need to refer them to MIS. So I think we're good.
Yeah, sounds like it.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. I'm going to make sure all the servers are offline and all that good stuff. Let me know if you need anything. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
Let's see.
All right.
You still at the office?
For a minute.
Well, I wanted to run over something with you real quick if you have a minute. If not, we can do it tomorrow.
Depends how long you're real quick, because I have to be at a game at 6.
I'll
It starts
be
at 6.
I'll be 3 minutes if you open up the team site real quick for me.
So wait a minute, because I'm not at my desk.
Oh, just call me when you get back to your desk. Oh, Helen. Oh, Helen. Well, why has that got audio? I don't want audio. Beat it, audio. We don't need you. Anyway. So, did something really cool today, I think, anyway. And I'm about to see how the gatekeeper feels about it. So if you guys want to see me get yelled at by one of my favorite clients, stay tuned. Well, they may not even call me back during this gatekeeper. Love him to death. He's very busy. And he's aware of this, and then I've called it out, but we don't want to be tactical. This allows us to be tactical and strategic. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, I'm hoping he calls me back because we're going to, yeah, but I don't want to show that to the world. Let's show this to the world. Ooh, and I got some really good feedback too. How do I want to do this? I want to do new page. I'll do this as a draft. Hmm. You know what? This is when we branch out. All right. Thanks for giving me a shout. If you could go to the team site, let me know when you're there.
Yeah.
You're gonna look under the announcements. There's a new one: fresh year, fresh start, service desk updates.
Where's announcements?
Scroll down just a little bit. You should see a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Click on that picture. All right, and I guess I don't have it set to send an email out to every individual admin, so I'll email this to you the way the email will come out when we start using this for announcements. But IT's going to be using it for announcements moving forward. We're hoping other departments pick up on this, but all it's doing is kind of simplifying for all users across the board what objectives versus matters is. And I've talked to you about this in the past, and with the new user, I kind of just went ahead and pulled the trigger on this. So hopefully this doesn't. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't. There's nothing wrong with this, but this has all been communicated to you. But I kind of went through with it. Basically, everybody knows to email support at ccpcs.com right now. What I want to do, and I've already put this in play, and I've already had a number of matters and some objectives come in through the pipeline already after I did my walkthrough today, just make sure everybody understands how to reach out to support moving forward. They can still email support at ccpcs.com. But if they send it to support at wegmancompany.com, now Wegman Company has that tracked in their inbox for their issues. And we're still can kick it. Since PCS still gets it instantaneously because it automatically forwards it when it gets to that inbox. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, but can you flip it?
Can I flip it?
Well, are you looking at the same screen I am?
I clicked on, I'm not on your computer, but I'm looking at the same. Are you saying you want objectives first and then matters?
No, that's the way you do have it. But you have objectives and matters versus matters, and then you have objectives on the left and matters on the right. And it says what's changing, and on that section you have matters.
I get it, and
objectives on the right.
and the only reason why I did that, and I debated that, like you and I have a very close eye, and I'm glad that you noticed that. But because nobody knows about matters yet, because it is objectives versus matters, that's how we talk about it. That's how we label it in our documentation, objectives first, then matters. But nobody knew, like we've never had a way to do objectives before, so it's new to them. So when I explained to what's changing, I debated this. I was like, man, I should have objectives first, but nobody knows what that is. At least when they read the first one, matters, they're familiar with it because everybody knows to go to support for. So I agree with you, and I'm happy to flip it. It only takes me a second to do it.
Flip the bottom or you flip the top?
Well, I can't flip the top because the top is part of the anchor data. So I would have to flip what's changing, which I will do right now as we're sitting here. You'll refresh your page here in a second. And it'll be done. And I literally started walking around, talked to 3 people, and I realized after I was walking around, just checking on everybody, letting them know that, hey, if you have an issue, send it to us and we'll take care of it. And then that's when I realized they need something to see. I need to go sit down and put this together. And then when I walked around, explaining to people, everybody, it was just like, perfect. So I'm updating now. You should be able, hold on one second, refresh, and now let me know if that feels better.
Yes.
Yeah, when you get time, read through it. It was just a simple, hey, we're updating, we're adding a funnel, which is the admins at wegmancompany.com. And I didn't go around telling all users. Upstairs I did, but downstairs I only told Nick, and Dave must have been out because I didn't see him anywhere.
He's on vacation.
Yep. So when he gets back, I'll make sure I touch base with him. But Nick said that he will make sure all of his employees know to go there. And Nick actually gave me some really good feedback. He's like, I'm looking at this navigation at the top and I don't see this anywhere in here. And literally when you called me back, I'm working on the page right now called Service Desk that I'm putting at the top in the navigation that just says in the tech plan that says Service Desk. When they click on it, he's like, well, this is just a news thing. Where is this permanently on the site where I can see it? So when I have a new user, they know where to go for support. I'm like, that's a great suggestion. I need to put support, or we're calling it Service Desk. I might call it support. I don't know yet. I'll get your guys' feedback. We'll update it accordingly. But bottom line is I see it taking off, and I just wanted to get your take on these 2 funnels and make sure you're okay with. You said you were last year when we were talking about it. I'm just trying to get shit done. So this is where we're at.
That's fine. I guess the only thing I think is funny is that if I've got a matter, I email support@whitecompany.com. Right?
That's that we're one. We want you to have. I feel like it's helping your identity by it being your service desk.
No. That's totally cool. I'm laughing because on a matter, I email support@whitecompany.com. The first example that you say is in the matter is you can't log into your email.
Send an email to support@wegmancompany.com.
Can't log in.
I hope you have another email, but you should be able to call too. You're the feedback I'm hearing is, Joe, is there any other way other than these two funnels to contact support? Yes, there is. I should put in here also, like, underneath what's changing, I should put, the service will always be the same great service. These are just different ways of communicating with us, and you can still have access to the phone number. I can add some more fluff here, but that might be us getting too nitpicky. And if you look at the home screen, if you click back on the main team site, I've already updated in the top right hand corner where it says the ICORA Group Secure IT Management. Underneath there where it talks about support, I've already updated it, and the phone number's there too. So it is at the top when you first go to the team site. It's there. It may not be on that news announcement, but we do have it here. So there's a phone number too. But good. That's good feedback and something to keep in mind moving forward. I'm not going to update the news post. I don't, unless you want me to. I don't think it's. I think the news post is fine for what it is right now. But I do appreciate you giving me a call back and allowing me to go over this with you real quick and get your feedback. That was very helpful. Happy New Year. Talk to you soon, bastard. Bye. That went smooth, I suppose. Yes, love. All right, I'm coming up in a minute. Babe, I don't want to go anywhere. And are you ready to order now? Babe, I'm
I was just thinking,
All right. So, bottom line is I'm pretty much done for the day. Wife is like, I'm hungry. I'm like, well, I want some orange panda. We don't call it Panda Express around here just because I'm an idiot. And I've said orange panda so much to where we just now, that's just what we call it. It's orange pandas. When I say orange panda, I mean orange chicken from Panda Express. But again, I'm an idiot. Oh, how are we going to do this here? Should I do the shows on Saturdays? I got to pick these shows back up. I know it's crazy, right? But workshops. Every show needs to be a workshop. And we're going to get sessions going much better and be more focused and have a focus with three points or three topics under the focus to make sure it hits home. It's all about having my formula and improving that formula as it goes. Do I need to rethink or pivot the idea? I don't know. I fucking don't know. But right now, the Master Tech Plan, solid idea. Great way to communicate things, objectives versus matters. Great. Managed versus provided in the reviews and being able to break everything down. Great. And the fact that you can take everything that I'm building, the data stack app, the security stack app, the LOB apps and services app, the workforce management app, the identity management app, all these applications that I'm building, which are all built in SharePoint with all the funnels and channels and automation in 365. That's the Master Tech Plan. That's what we're building. And as teams embrace objectives versus matters, and we knock out the objectives when we own the things that we can control and we start improving upon them, and then it's just, there's a lot to this. And by knowing where we're wanting to go, knowing what our desired state looks like, what we're shooting for, when a matter comes across our plate, we know how to answer that in a way that gets us closer to those anchors, closer to those initiatives, and getting us where we want to be. So everybody, Happy New Year. We're preparing for the 2026 Master Tech Plan. Less than 12 months to go. 364 days and counting until the 2026 MTP is here. Ooh, I should start a counter. Oh, that's an amazing idea. Let's do that. Let's do that before I go. Before we go, let's start that right here on this stream. And we will check back. I totally forgot we were looking for a damn stock image for that one. See? All over the place, Joseph, and I'll get more tailored once I have a team I can delegate some of this stuff off to. I can't wait. Doing some work here. Let's go to. I done forgot what I was just saying I was going to do, which would be. Oh, I remember. We're going to go here. Home. Edit. Where do I want it? I want it right underneath here. All right. I'm going to go upstairs and hang out with the wife. You bastards keep it heavy, keep it real, and we'll see you next time. Peace.